Alright guys, I'm going to try to show you how I use this blank slate arena to make whatever the hell gym or court or whatever I want. I'm going to show you the basic stuff first, and then I'm going to get advanced with it and show you how I can use SketchUp to do even more amazing things. So first thing you want to do is import the N2KM file that I'm going to release for this. Now recently, we're going to use blank no lights. There we go. Now I'll make sure I repackage and re-release this to you guys. I recently redid the template with the Great Western Forum, and unfortunately that didn't work. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It just didn't work. And oops, I didn't mean to click that. So yeah, it wasn't working out right because the way that we do visual editing in 2K with these models and stuff is if we move things from one side of the room, like look at your room right now. The monitor that you're watching this on, if I were to take this with Blender and move it to the other side of the room, when you're facing where you moved it to, it won't show up because the game still thinks that it's over where it is currently. So basically that's the problem I was running into. I found a better stadium file that goes around this with some really high resolution textures like 512 by 512, 1024 by 1024, and that is the Orlando Magic Stadium. And technically this is actually the one from 2K12 because I screwed up. I didn't want to update it. So here we go. I loaded up that blank file into Blender and we see nothing. So first thing I always do, I do a scale command, which is just drawing a V, or you can go to the transform, and I do 0.001. Just to scale it down so you don't have to deal with things removing themselves from perspective of view. So if you look up, you can see that we have the entire stadium up here. Now, when I create my custom stadiums, all you really need to do is just take stuff, find something here, and drag it down. So I'll usually have like 2K open in a window, and I'll click over to it and take a look at, like, in this case, the Magic Stadium, and just kind of see what's around the Magic Stadium. For example, I know that this stuff right here, this is actually a glass railing, which would be really useful for like a chain link fence if you're doing like the cage or something. So let's say I want to have the chain link fence, and we can just press tab, and then you do a move command, which you can just go to mesh, transform, grab and move, and we can just go on axis on the Y axis because we want it to go down. But let's go down and what was it? It's 50 up. So I can go -50. And there we are. And now all this can be seen when you're in game because the replay camera can't go straight up, so you're not going to ever see all this crap. So I can just take what I want and move it around to where I want it and all that kind of stuff. To get an idea of where the chord is, press tab to get out of edit mode, go back into object mode. Definitely check out the other tutorials on tips and stuff because I'm going to be skipping over things. Right click to select a part, press tab to edit it, and then draw in a straight line to move it. Middle click, hold down to make it on the Y-axis, type in -50, enter. And this just kind of brings stuff down that I can use to create whatever the hell I want. Like hell, this is the Orlando thing. So let's say I want to, I pressed A to deselect everything, B twice to select them all again, or select what I want. Say I want to have the ozone thing. I can have the ozone thing. Press tab. And now that's down here too. So I mean, press Z to go into shader mode like this. This is the very basic way I do things. I just find things in the stadium that I think that I want near the, in my little stadium here, and turn it into whatever the hell I want. Now you may have seen me recently release my my elementary school gym, and it's a really basic thing. I was just doing it as a tester for this, and what I used for that was the advertisements around the arena. Let's see if we can't find one around here. Now this is just a jumbled mess, and it really is just a jumbled mess. It's really difficult to see. These, I believe, are section signs, so you can find that texture and use that if you want. I'm looking for the advertising. That's not the advertising. And this is the hardest part, trying to actually find the actual things, but it's right here. You can see these little boxes. I think that's it. Yep. Excuse me. So we can see, oops, oh, now I deselected it. Just keep right clicking till you get it back. There you go. So you find all the advertisements around the arena, and that's what these are. So like the Spalding, the Gatorade, the HP advertising all around the arena. So these are really good because it's a single 512 by 512 texture, and you can split it up and make it into wood or whatever you want, like I did. And basically you just right click and you can just drag them to wherever the hell you need them to be and turn them into walls, turn them into windows, or whatever the hell you need it to be. That's the beauty of it. Now, this is where you can get a little advanced with it. Let's go tab out of this. We'll minimize this. Let's load up SketchUp. If I learn how to spell. Alright, so this is SketchUp. Neat little tool. I used it a little bit when I was doing engineering, but you can get plugins to import and export object files. And thankfully enough, Blender has built-in import and export for Wavefront object files. So this is a little bit more advanced. You don't need to do this, but if you want something a little bit more to go off of than a completely blank slate, this is going to help. So first thing I need to do is import in my lines. Now I'll release this too. This is my lines object, which is, come on now, it is my basketball court lines directly exported from NBA 2K, from one of the courts. So this is going to allow me to have some scale to things, and you gotta be careful with the zoom in, zoom out with this thing. It is crazy. Alright, so let's say we just want to have a basic huge gym. There we go. Nice big gym, and I can use the different tools of SketchUp to create the top. I want to be able to see that, so I can click here and delete. And let's say this part comes in a bit like that. I don't know, I'm just doing it as an example. And let's say what else, something cool. We don't want to do anything with curves because we're going to have to drag all this. Let's just start with this. This is nice and simple. And actually, let's just do one more thing. Midpoint. Midpoint. Let's select this. Can we move it up? Oh, yeah. And we'll just move it up a little bit. So we'll have a nice roof. Done. We can go ahead and go to Object Exporter. It's another plugin. You have to find these plugins by yourself. Oh, gotta save it first, sorry. Save video. And we can export Object Exporter and go to our temp folder. This is where I keep all my Blender stuff. And we'll just call it video, sure. Everything. No. Alright, so we can minimize this now. Go over to Blender. Go to File. This is, while this is still open, this is perfectly fine. Import N2K, or no, excuse me. Import Wavefront object. Go to the temp folder and video object. Import. We want to turn off the negative 90x. And if we scroll in, take a look, we can see that we have it here. Now that's way too small for what we're doing. So if you just go ahead and do a scale on it, or you, again, you can go to Object and transform, scale, and just do it by 4. Then you're at proper size. So that is how big the actual basketball court is in comparison to this. That doesn't seem right. Let's try that again. Oops, or let's not. Whatever, it's there. But yeah, that's the basic way to do it. And then I think it's scaled off wrong because usually I just do selection. I don't select all of the lines or everything either. So that might be screwing things up. Because there's no way the court is that small. Let's try this again. Another 4. Well, you gotta keep scaling it until you get it to where you need it, and I think that's more or less it. Let's do it by 3. So let's say that's how big. That's way too big now. Whatever. So you basically you get the SketchUp thing in there, and let's say I want to use the advertising for the walls and stuff. So then it just comes a simple, let's get this out of the way. Oops. Out of the way, 20. So let's say I just want to use this stuff out of here. So I press tab, and you can right click individual vertices. And you gotta remember, just think about the way they're facing so if they don't disappear on you when you're in the thing. So right click and drag, and you can turn on snaps. And turn that on. And you hold control to snap it to stuff. Oops, screw that up. That goes there. That goes there. And you just basically go around and you just trace. And this is how I made that other court that you just saw the other day or today or whenever the hell you're watching this. I mean, this isn't anything basic. This is advanced stuff, and you're making your own court. And while it's cool and everything, I mean, it's not freaking easy. Is the best way to put it. So yeah, that's basically all I got. It's a tough thing. It's not easy, but if you learn Blender, if you go through my tutorials, you should have a good understanding of it. I'm willing to help you out as much as I can, but you know, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help coming up here. So yeah, that's the basic in and outs of it. I hope this had some kind of help for you guys, but either way, let me know if you need more help, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.